I'd like to start by introducing ourselves. My name is Daniel Lazewski.
I am Logan Kerrigan.
I'm Supreet Kaur.
My name is Marina Gong.
My name is James Su.
My name is Yasser Qureshi.
And we are Group 27.
In this video, we will be debating that we should not be worried about the impact the internet is having on personal privacy. Are we saying that we shouldn't worry about personal privacy? No, we are debating that the effect of the internet on personal privacy as a medium is not the thing to be worried about. The politics of government spying is another concern entirely and envelops more than just snooping someone's internet history. So why should we not worry? Well, first, the rules and heuristics of using the internet medium are well established, and most people are raised with the awareness of the risks that come with using the internet. Second, information technology can be used to spy, but also be used to protect one's privacy and sensitive information. Third, there still exists many methods of remaining relatively anonymous using the internet. Firstly, let's discuss the way users of the internet acknowledge and deal with internet privacy.
The first argument against the impact of the internet on personal privacy is that most people understand the risks of using the internet and are not concerned. When using any website, app, or online service, users agree to a set of terms and conditions set by the service provider. As with any other legally binding contract, the user should read and understand the terms of the contract before signing it. In addition, there are laws in many countries that require a company to inform and request consent from users before installing software or accessing user information. Some examples of this are the anti-spam legislation in Canada and the e-privacy directive in the European Union. A privacy policy, often included in the terms of service, is a legal document that outlines how a company will manage their users' data. These documents are available on nearly every website. For example, Facebook has a dedicated webpage that outlines the information that they collect, how it is used, and who it is shared with. In many countries, it is legally required for a company that collects personal data to have a privacy policy and make it easily accessible. While it is the company's responsibility to request consent from and inform the users about the use of their personal data, it is also the customer's responsibility to understand what that entails. Since companies disclose their terms of service and require customers to agree to them before using their service, it can be reasonably assumed that the users understand the risk of sharing personal information on the internet and choose to do so anyway. In addition, it has been shown that the majority of people are willing to sacrifice privacy for other things, such as national security or convenience. According to a survey conducted by the Pew Research Center, 56% of Americans think that it is acceptable for the NSA to track phone calls to investigate terrorism. In addition, 62% of people think counterterrorism is more important than privacy. People are also willing to sacrifice personal privacy on the internet for much less than national security. For example, in another study conducted by the Pew Research Center, 55% of Americans agree with the statement, "I'm willing to share personal information for free online services." This means that users are willing to use free services such as Facebook or Instagram, even if it means that their information will be collected and used by these companies. Finally, young people have even fewer boundaries when it comes to online privacy. 56% of people aged 18 to 34 said they would give away personal information for coupons, and 25% said they would give away personal information for relevant advertising. As the internet becomes even more prevalent in daily life, the concept of privacy is changing. Attitudes are becoming more relaxed about sharing personal information online, and people are willing to exchange personal privacy for security and free services.
Let's move on to how information technology can be used to protect our sensitive information and our privacy.
There are other ways that information technology can help to solve privacy concerns. The first approach is to use design methods such as the value-sensitive design. Value-sensitive design is a theoretically grounded approach to the design of technology that accounts for human values in a principled and comprehensive manner throughout the design process. Value-sensitive design, such as the privacy by design approach advocated by Cavoukian, provides a set of guidelines for designing a system that specifically focuses on privacy. This design approach outlines 7 fundamental principles required to achieve a privacy-friendly IT system. The core fundamental of this approach focuses on the prevention of privacy invasion before they happen. Other design methods, such as privacy impact assessment approach proposed by Clarke, also provides a set of guidelines for evaluating the potential effect on privacy of a project. Now let's take a look at a case study conducted by Friedman and his colleagues on cookies and informed consent in web browsers. Value-sensitive design builds on an iterative methodology that integrates conceptual, empirical, and technical investigations, in which it will be applied in this scenario by doing the individual analysis separately. Since this project was intended for developing new technical mechanisms for cookie management, the first step will be to conceptualize this value. Informed consent in online interaction is based on a set of criteria such as disclosure, comprehension, and consent. Each of these criterion was evaluated at each stage of the cookie management development cycle and how well it integrated with users' experience of informed consent. The second step is to investigate and analyze the existing technical mechanisms. In the second round of investigation, a series of problems was observed. First of all, information about potential harms and benefit from a particular cookie is not disclosed. Second, user had to accept or decline all third-party cookies one at a time. Third, the default setting in accepting all cookies disclosed nothing about the activity to the user, and no notification alerted the user when a site wished to use or store a cookie. In the third round of analysis, the investigation is based on integrating the conceptual and technical results from before. Based on the conceptual and technical investigation, Friedman redesigned the browser and developed 3 new types of mechanisms to mitigate the technical problems. They are peripheral awareness of the cookie, the just-in-time information about individual cookies and cookies in general, and the just-in-time management of cookies. All of these objectives led to a further design criterion, which is minimum distraction, so that users are not overwhelmed with queries to consent events of minor benefits and risks. Furthermore, with increasing queries to consent, users are more likely to disengage from the informed consent process. In conclusion, unnecessary distraction could undermine informed consent in web browsers. This project illustrated how value-sensitive design can be applied in practice. Another method that information technology can help to solve privacy concerns is cryptography. With the increase in information technology advancement, it is essential to protect any personal data that is stored in any IT system. Modern cryptographic techniques such as the homomorphic encryption converts the data into ciphertext through complex mathematical operations without losing its original functionality. This highly effective tool is critical in cloud computing when important personal data is stored in public cloud. For example, if company A has a very important set of data that consists of the number 3 and 6, the set of data can be encrypted into 25 and 35 through complex mathematical operations. This new set of ciphertext can now be sent to the cloud for safe storage. If company A wishes to retrieve the file from the cloud, the file can be decrypted.
Finally, let's discuss technology and anonymity.
Discussions about privacy are intertwined with the use of internet today as the online community evolves. Anonymity has always been an important real-world debate. These arguments are attracting a lot of attention as the net citizen count increases. It is obvious that technology for anonymity on the internet is readily available and that a definite vacuum is being filled by anonymity services.
2 available services that help protect anonymity available today are Tor and a VPN. Tor is a free software and an open network that helps you defend against traffic analysis, a form of network surveillance that threatens personal freedom and privacy, confidential business activities and relationships, and state security. A VPN is a virtual private network. When you connect to a VPN, you usually launch a VPN client on your computer, log in with your credentials, and the computer exchanges trusted keys with a faraway server. Once both computers have verified each other's as authentic, all of your internet communication is encrypted and secured from eavesdropping.
Anonymity is important for online discussions, especially topics revolving around subjects such as sexual abuse, gender equality, minority issues, etc. The relevance of anonymity can be derived from the established fact that a decent percentage of the people online have the liberty to ask technical questions which they would not like to admit not knowing the answer to, or post their views and opinions without being called out. For instance, in the state of Florida, an anonymous hotline is developed for government citizens to report waste and abuse to the comptroller's office. Without substantial anonymity, these acts can result in public ridicule, loss of employment, and in some cases legal action. The protection from these punishments from social intolerance is a definite example of a legitimate use of anonymity on the internet. For those who argue anonymity on the internet is being exploited and can result in harm, technologies do exist to generate kill files which allows the users to choose for themselves what they consider offensive. This facilitates the filtration of disliked and unethical anonymous posts or emails while still reaping the benefits afforded by anonymous services. Staying anonymous provides the opportunity to judge opinions and views on merit rather than by the name attached.
So, in conclusion, people understand and sign privacy policies that dictate what websites will do with the information they post. Since websites are legally obligated to inform the user of these policies, the user will have full understanding of what they can and cannot do in terms of privacy. Secondly, cryptography and value-sensitive design can be used to protect sensitive information and privacy. Thirdly, services like Tor, virtual private networks, anonymous whistleblower sites, and internet filters help maintain one's anonymity if they desire to do so.
This concludes our debate. Thank you for watching.